Hello, lovely people, and welcome back. I'm Lazaro Wolf, here at Flux. Since part 1 of this short series on active listening, have you been practicing? Have you observed anything new? Any shifts? Any changes in your relationship with your team members, your peers, even changes within yourself? How much do you interrupt others now, or give advice prematurely? Did you make the choice to take a step back and reflect, think before you react? Do you now see the needs, aspirations, even limiting beliefs hidden behind the words? And what about your observations on their body language, facial expressions, energy shifts? And admittedly, we focused a lot on the other. What about you might wonder? It's important to listen to yourself too throughout, because listening to yourself is equally significant, completing the puzzle of collaboration, synergy, connection. So, what are the last few steps you can take to become an active listener? Listen to yourself. So far, we focused on your team member, their thoughts and needs. But what about you might wonder? Aren't you a part of this conversation? Of course you are. It's important to listen to yourself too, throughout. So, is there any reaction within you as you listen? Are your beliefs and values being challenged in the moment? How about a little voice of judgment, criticizing almost in real time as you listen? Are there any emotions triggered based on previous experience of yours, or even based on the history with that particular colleague? These emotions may screw up your decisions. Even unconscious bias may influence your thoughts. A bias against their gender, color of their skin, accent, look, sexual orientation, religion, or other dimensions of who they are. And as we pay attention to your thoughts, what does our body tell us as well? A knot in their stomach, perhaps tense jaws or shoulders. Do you have a sense as if your blood is about to boil? Do you have an urge to respond? What else is going on? What do these sensations say about you? Being self-aware gives us more choice. A choice to react or not. Use self-reflection to analyze what triggers us, or even bring that up in a conversation with a leadership coach, your coach. Because making the wrong decision because of your biases may lead us down a very treacherous path. And I can hear you thinking, how are we supposed to focus on our team members and ourselves at the same time? Well, it's a muscle that we can train. Repetition is key as we juggle, as we shift between focal points. Us, them, then back to us again, and that goes on. It might not come naturally for some of us at the beginning, but striking a balance will happen sooner or later. Be wary of projection and transference. Imagine one of these days when the world seems gloomy, hostile even. Everybody is in a mood, but are you the one that woke up on the wrong side of the bed? Are you displacing your own emotions to everybody else? Or think about your favorite direct report. Do they really have the qualities that you see in them? Or are these qualities you want to see? Perhaps qualities that nobody else seems to recognize. Qualities that you might have. This is a simple case of projection. Now let's talk about transference. Take a moment to think about a typical relationship between leader and direct report. We sit higher in the hierarchy. We have more power, more budget. Our decisions bear more gravity than theirs by default. How would they feel about that? Especially if they had a bad experience with authority figures in the past. Perhaps a strict parent a demanding teacher, particularly a difficult boss. These unconscious feelings may get in the way. But why should I care, you might think? Ignoring or simply not caring about transference is a one-way street to failure. Failure at how you both work, communicate and collaborate. A failure to succeed, as if you're both left in a vicious circle. However, choosing to do something about it, you're breaking out from it. So what can you do? Empower them to make decisions and hold them accountable. Position this relationship as a partnership of mutual appreciation, respect and trust. Hold back from giving direction till the last responsible moment, the moment they seem in a dead end or have run out of viable options. And finally, help raise awareness of these emotions on both sides. We don't have to be fully trained psychologists to do so, to show that we care, to respectfully ask, to be curious about the previous experience and how this impacts the relationship between us. Making the implicit explicit could be the missing oomph that we both need. And what's in it for me? So next time your team member brings up an issue or wants to share an idea, take a step back. Kill the nagging voice that tells you to interject and just listen. There is a pause, just let it be. Feel comfortable with silence. Or ask, and what else? And you might think, how am I supposed to add any value if I don't speak? Ask powerful questions instead. Not leading questions, but questions that start with how and what, rarely with why. Ask what else they have in mind, how they'd approach this if they had resources, what is the plan to attack the challenge head-on, and what they would do if they were in your shoes. More about powerful questions in another video. Helping your team grow and take more responsibility would allow you to focus on what matters most to you. The vision, the strategy, the next best thing. An opportunity to expand your spheres of influence and help others do the same. Become true enablers of sustainable change. And if that doesn't make our organization more resilient, more viable, well, what does? And how empowering would that be for you and for your team members? So reflecting back on your recent interactions, how actively do you listen? How much weight do you give to your team members in a conversation? As always, at the end of each video, reflect back. Question how much you really, truly listen and ask yourself, what are the things you might do differently now that you know the last few steps? Share your thoughts, comments and reaction in the section below. And as always, thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, hit the like button, share it with friends and colleagues and subscribe for more. That'd be lovely. I'm Lazaro Wolf. Until the next one, take care.